Ever had a headache and instinctively reached for a warm cup of tea? You are not alone. When head pain shows up, many people want something simple, comforting, and easy to try at home before doing anything else. That is exactly why the idea of tea for headaches gets so much attention. But here is the real question. Can tea actually help, or is it just a comforting habit that feels good for a few minutes? In this video, we are going to break it down in a clear, practical way. We will talk about who might benefit, what kinds of tea are commonly used when tea may help the most, where it fits into your self-care routine, why certain ingredients may support relief, and how to drink tea wisely without accidentally making your headache worse. Some teas may help with hydration, stress, tension, or nausea. Others may not be the best choice for everyone. Stay with me until the end, because the last part could help you know when a headache is a sign to stop self-treating and get medical help. Before choosing the best tea for headaches, we need to understand one thing: not all headaches happen for the same reason. Some people get tension headaches from stress, long screen time, poor posture, or tight muscles in the neck and shoulders. Others deal with migraines, which may come with nausea, light sensitivity, or throbbing pain. Some headaches show up because of dehydration, lack of sleep, skipped meals, or even too much caffeine. So why does tea come into the conversation? Because tea can support relief in more than one way. What it does depends on the type of tea and the cause of the headache. Warm fluids may help with hydration and comfort. Certain herbal teas may help calm stress or settle the stomach. A small amount of caffeine in some teas may help some people, especially when a headache is linked to caffeine withdrawal or when caffeine is used carefully. But this is important. Tea is not a magic cure, and it is not the right choice for every headache. The goal is to understand how tea may support your body, not to expect one drink to fix every cause. So what are the most talked about tea options for headaches? Let's make this simple. Peppermint tea is popular when the goal is relaxation and a cooling, soothing feeling. Some people find it especially comforting when tension is part of the problem. Ginger tea is a favorite for people who get headaches with nausea, especially those who feel sick to their stomach during migraines. Chamomile tea is often used at night or during stressful days because it may help the body wind down. Green tea or black tea can sometimes help when a small amount of caffeine is useful, but timing and tolerance matter. If caffeine usually triggers your headaches or worsens anxiety, these may not be your best first choice. Some people also enjoy lemon balm or mild relaxation blends when stress is a clear trigger. Who benefits most? Usually the person whose headache is linked to tension, poor rest, dehydration support, or mild nausea. How should you choose? Match the tea to the situation. If you feel wired and tense, caffeine-free may be better. If you suspect caffeine withdrawal, a modest amount may help more than a strong cup. Now let's talk about how to actually use tea for headaches in a smart, realistic way. First, check in with your body. When did the headache start? What were you doing before it began? Have you been stressed, dehydrated, staring at a screen, skipping meals, or not sleeping enough? Tea works best as part of a small relief routine, not as a standalone miracle fix. Start with one warm cup, sip slowly, and give yourself 10 to 20 minutes in a calm environment. Pair that tea with water because hydration matters. If your headache feels connected to stress or muscle tension, sit in a quiet room, lower the lights, relax your jaw, and take slow breaths. If nausea is present, ginger tea may be a reasonable place to start. If you think the headache is from too little caffeine, a mild green or black tea may help. But keep it moderate. Who should avoid overdoing it? People sensitive to caffeine, those with reflux, and anyone who notices certain teas trigger symptoms. The key is not just the tea, it is the combination of rest, hydration, and choosing the right tea for the moment. Here is the part many people miss. Sometimes tea for headaches can backfire. Why? Because the wrong tea at the wrong time for the wrong person may make symptoms worse instead of better. The biggest example is caffeine. For some people, a little caffeine helps. For others, it can trigger more head pain, increase jitteriness, disturb sleep, or create a cycle where missing caffeine leads to another headache later. Very strong tea on an empty stomach can also feel rough, especially if you already feel nauseated. Some herbal teas may not suit everyone either. If you have acid reflux, mint might bother you. If certain scents or flavors trigger nausea during migraines, even a normally gentle tea may feel unpleasant. Sweetening tea with too much sugar may also leave some people feeling off afterward. And let's not forget temperature. Extremely hot drinks can be uncomfortable when you are already sensitive. How do you avoid this? Keep it simple, mild, and intentional. Pay attention to patterns. If you always feel worse after a certain tea, trust that signal. Relief is personal, and your body gives useful feedback if you listen carefully. Tea can be comforting, but when is a headache no longer something to manage with tea and rest alone? This is the question that matters most. You should pay attention if a headache is sudden and extremely severe, feels very different from your usual pattern, or comes with symptoms like weakness, confusion, fainting, trouble speaking, chest pain, high fever, or a stiff neck. Who needs extra caution? Anyone with repeated migraines that are changing, anyone pregnant, older adults with new headaches, and people with medical conditions that raise concern. If your headache follows a head injury, keeps coming back more often, wakes you from sleep, or does not improve with normal care, that is a sign to seek proper medical evaluation. Why is this so important? Because while many headaches are harmless, some are signals that the body needs more than home care. Tea fits best into mild, familiar situations, not emergencies. How should you think about it? Tea is a support tool, not a replacement for diagnosis. Use it for comfort, hydration, and calm. But do not let a warm drink delay action when your symptoms are clearly telling you something more serious may be happening. So, what is the final answer on tea for headaches? Tea may help in the right situation, especially when the goal is comfort, hydration support, stress reduction, or soothing nausea. Peppermint, ginger, chamomile, green tea, and black tea can each play a different role depending on what kind of headache you are dealing with and how your body responds. But the smartest approach is not just asking which tea is best. It is asking, why is my headache happening? When does it start? And what tends to help or trigger it? That is where real progress begins. Try to keep your routine simple: rest, water, a suitable tea, lower screen exposure, and enough food and sleep. And remember, if a headache feels severe, unusual, or comes with warning signs, please get medical advice instead of relying on home remedies. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for personal medical care, diagnosis, or treatment. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and share your experience or suggestions for future health topics. Your feedback helps us create content that truly supports you.